Gambia pushing forward. It's a true pass. They're looking for penetration. But Gambia can get it through. Ba. He goes back to Kabia. Sierra Leone. Intercepted by the Gambia. And straight into the Sierra Leone's armor to Nathaniel Jallo, having received it from Edward Bello Yila. And they will go as far as their goalkeeper Abu Kamara Yela. It was Nathaniel Jallo actually of a long ball. Gandhi, did he commit a foul? Yes, he did. Gambia will come forward. They are down by a goal to nil. Goal scored by Idrissa. Cisse, it was from the Sierra Leone corner kick. It resulted into a positive one for the Sierra Leoneans. The lead here by a goal to nil. And the Gambians, Sierra Leone, Ba. In the last game against the team from Guinea-Bissau, he was the man of the match. It's Saliu Ba was just a number 8 for Sierra Leone. There he is on the ball. Finds Santi. That is Gandhi. Quality of a pass, isn't it, from Afakabia it was. Gambia will come forward. Edwin Deki finds his teammate Alassane Badji, and Badji was fouled in the process. Abdoulaye Tamba, Hassan Cisse goes back on after receiving that ball from Ndeki. Oh, it's lovely from the man wearing number 10 shirt, Alassane Badji for the Gambia. Afakabia goes through, gets a return. He is a workaholic in the middle of the Sierra Leone team, in the middle of the park for Sierra Leone, easily to say. And the Sierra Leoneans will organize themselves properly. A win for them will take them to the finals. It's a long ball and it's straight into the arms of Abu Kamara. Good cross from the Gambian player away from the commentary position down the far right side in the fullback position. There he is. He goes to flight and defense very well for his team. It's Mustafa Nyasi. Sierra Leone will come forward. Nathaniel Jallo. Jallo looking for Yila. Yila didn't do well on that occasion. He didn't get it. And the ball goes in to touch. Hassan Cisse will throw for the Gambia. throw in. Gambia will come home. Momundu Jallo down the side. So another one of those cross, and it deflects on the body of a Sierra Leone player. Momo Kamara, the captain, picks it up. He's fouled. He is the man driving the Sierra Leoneans forward. Every time he's on the ball, he maneuver his way through. Is a yellow card to the Gambian number 7. Eberima Njai. And we've got 2 Eberimans in the Gambian squad. Eberima Njai and Eberima Cisse. Long ball forward. Intercepted. And this is where Sierra Leone will be more dangerous. It's a left foot and it flashes and it kisses the crossbar. Well, it's a venom of a strike from Idrissa, the goal scorer. Cisse it is. And if you take a look at that again, it's a super strike, which you can see is around 30-35 meters away. He gets a pass and is drifting almost on the crossbar, and it just hits the woodwork and it goes into touch. But it tells you how dangerous the Sierra Leone can be. This is offside. The Malian referee Richie Kamati. Yeah, it is an offside. Sierra Leone. Ba Saliu Afakabia. Ba takes it. Well, he left it. Took his half off, I think his eyes off the ball for a while and got dispossessed. And the Sierra Leoneans will organize. Gambia. And the Gambians will come forward, and the well is still well kept. Gambia, Tamba, Cisse, Tamba, and he gives it away, and it's 3v3. Gandhi, Kamara, and his Flatson is coming on the volley, and Santiji Fona. Well, he was alone. He needed to do better on that occasion. Here he is. And he lost a golden opportunity. Well, it was a goal kick is taken. Beloyela, Mohamed Kamara, Gandhi is onside. How close shave for them. Santiji Fona was moving, lashing onto that one. Mohamed Kamara, massive footwork from the Sierra Leone captain. And again, dispossess Gambia. And the Gambians will come forward away from their own half. Abu Kamara's long ball on the just on the head of a Gambian on the halfway mark. Lovely touch from the Gambian number 10. And the ball is in flight. Well, they need to keep it to the flow. Those long balls aren't helping them either. Either of the two teams. Well, Gambia keeping it. Dispossess Kamara. And Gandhi will spring forward. And it's Santiji Fona who was sprinting forward. There he is, and it's well defended by the Gambia. Saluba. Salio. And it's Afakabia who gives it away. And the Gambian trying to lash onto that one away from us. Yeah, but it's intercepted by Mohamed Koroma. Gambia will start play. Hassan goes to his teammate and Deki is on the ball. And it's fouled. Yeah, he's far from behind. And I remember in that game against Guinea, that's what I was talking about when I did say the referee didn't give Hassan Fadiga a fair treatment in my mind. On that occasion, the referee there acknowledges that it is a foul and gives him the benefit of the doubt, the Gambian here. Then the Senegalese referee Haji say, well, in my mind, didn't do well on that occasion. And the way Mane informed he dealt with Hassan Fadiga. And I did say that that occasion, but good officiating from this Malian referee. Of course, that is not my way of discrediting the Senegalese referee anyway, but I think when the players foul from the back, I think he deserves to be given the benefit of the doubt. We're going to take a break to cool off. The player will get some water down their throats, you can say, to refresh themselves and then get back on the pitch. We are back, and the referee will let them continue as a throw in. Saluba, I think he's one of the revelations of this competition. The Sierra Leone number 8, Mohamed Kamara, is also one of them. Afakabia has been around for a while. I did see him in the organized friendlies which brought Morocco here Gandhi was also in that squad, so it's a squad that they've kept together for a while now. Yeah, this Gambian number 10 plays it. Kamara, Sierra Leone will lash onto it. He flashes the ball with his right foot, takes a ricochet of a Sierra Leone, of a Gambian player, sorry. And they go straight into the arms of Nuha Sayang. Sierra Leone. Yila. And it's headed by the Gambian defender. Santiji Fona goes to his teammate who bundles the ball off the line. Asansi says throw in. Yila combines with Jallo. It goes back to Abu Kamara. Mohamed Koroma sends it. Abu Kamara, the goalkeeper, is always involved with the Sierra Leone build-up. Afa Kabia will come across the halfway mark. It goes back to Kabia as the Gambians continue to shift left, right, and center to prevent it. And it's troubling for the Sierra Leone. Play will continue. Yila will come forward. It's Yibelo Yila. And he lays it off. And the Sierra Leoneans will cry for handball. Yila's cross. And it's good and it's straight into the path of a Sierra Leone, not a Sierra Leone, but a Gambian player. But a Gambian player who, prior to that Sierra Leone move, went on the floor, has been given attention by the medics. So the Gambian coach will have a word with his players as the game is stopped temporarily for another Gambian player to be given. Medical attention. The first aid team has left him and he's warming up, coming to the technical area to the fourth referee, Moses Fokpa of Liberia, who will give him permission to go back on that pitch. Of course, he does have the permission now, and he moves onto the pitch. It's Lamin Silla. It's a long ball forward. Headed by the Gambian. Picked up by the Sierra Leonean. Yila. Jallo. Jallo. Afakavia. Well, did he miss the ball? Good work from Gandhi, good control. Saliuba takes it for Kamara and is still hovering. Kamara and is intercepted by the Gambians. The header is played forward for the Sierra Leone goalkeeper. And And finally clear. But I think the Gambians are not clicking with their passes and their movements. It has made life a bit difficult for them here this afternoon. They are down by a goal to nil. It's a free kick. It'll be taken by the Gambia deep into the half of Sierra Leone. It's taken right footer into the half of Sierra Leone, header, and the ball goes across the goal line. It's a goal kick. I think Gambia does need some composure in the middle of the park. Take it easy. They don't need to crumble under the early goal scored by Sierra Leone to organize themselves. But I think you must credit the Sierra Leoneans for keeping the ball to the flow and be more creative. But it's not a high tempo intensity game. The intensity is lower. And you talk about the improvisation and connectivity, the combination of the two teams, not much we've seen. But of course, you can say we seen a bit of passing from Sierra Leone, which looks much better from the Gambia. It's a foul committed. Yes. Go back home. Well, Yila's born to Bar. Good control for Bar, and Bar is challenged. It's a lovely first touch from Yila. Stays behind. Gambia will find a little movement. They got some space. And, well, they're giving it away so cheaply. The Gambia. Bello Yila. Mohamed Kamara. Bar will spring onto this one. Saliu and his defender. Well by the Gambia, Abdullah Tamba, and it's well defended also by the Sierra Leone, Nathaniel Jallo. Jallo. Yila was challenged and brought to the floor. And the Sierra Leoneans will do everything to defend. It's a foul, says the referee. And the Gambian player is on the floor. The medics have been calling. He's trying to find his feet. Free kick to be taken by the Gambia. They are down by a goal to nil in this game. Asan Cisse. Long ball forward by Cisse, header. And it's a foul committed. It's a free kick. Abu Kamara gets it. It's a long ball forward. Kamara. It's a sliding tackle. A foul was committed on that occasion from the Gambian player. Sierra Leone versus the Gambia. Semi-finals. First match here this afternoon at the Samuel Kayendo Sports Complex. A win for the Sierra Leonean will take them to the grand finals, and they will meet the winner from the match between Senegal and Guinea. In the meantime, they will have to deal with the Gambians to probably put them to bed before bracing themselves for the winner between Senegal and Guinea. So the Gambians will have to either accept a win for the Sierra Leoneans or fight back gallantly. They will have to fight. You have to fight heaven and earth to come back in this game. And it's another physical one there. Saidu Musa Bangura, is it? The Sierra Leone who gets a yellow card. Is it? Yes, I think so. So a yellow card for Saidu Musa Bangura of Sierra Leone. And a free kick it is for the Gambia. In my estimation, around 28, 27 meters, probably 30. And it's, how did they give this away? And it's picked up by Yala, and it's dangerous for Gambia. Mohamed Kamara. It's Kamara. It's Momo Kamara actually. And carelessly the Gambians gave it away, and they were almost punished. Wow. Well, the Gambians need to put them pieces together and put themselves together and get on top of this game. They need to just wake up from that slumber, because I think they are up to the task here. They lack urgency in the game. They lack creativity. On this occasion, they come forward, and this world defender still Gambia. And at least for a moment, they put the Sierra Leone's on the back foot in the scary manner. And the Sierra Leone survive a little bit of scare. Take a look at the replay. It's looking dangerously poised. And just when you thought they got something on target, it didn't go. Abu Kamara's long ball forward. And the Gambians pushing, says the assistant referee. We've got 4 minutes plus other time. And it is Sierra Leone who are in the lead. Afakabia rushing there. And the whistle is sounded. Looking forward to play 3 minutes probably of other time. Asan Sise, Bello Yila, Fona. Yila's ball forward looking for Samuel Gandhi. Fona, Momo Kamara coming forward. And it is played into touch. It is an offside, yes it was. It's a good call from the referee assistant. Gandhi was in an offside position. He did interfere with play on that occasion, and the referee, the assistant referee, made a smart call. Throw in to the Gambia. Looking forward to a long ball, but it's defended by Saidu Musa Bangura of Sierra Leone. Another throw in straight to the feet of Eberima Njai, and it's floated into the Sierra Leone half, but Sierra Leone will defend and come forward. Gandhi is brought to the floor. Asan Sise touches him. And the referee will allow Gandhi to get some attention. He's back on his feet. He was screaming on that occasion. And the Gambian referee, the Gambian coach, well, is furious with the referee. He's not happy with the referee, the Gambian coach. Sierra Leone Yela, and it goes straight into the arms of the Sierra Leone goalkeeper Sayank. Abdullahi Bojang of the Gambia is the coach. And a couple of moments ago we saw him not looking happy with the Malian referee. Gambia will come forward. 3 minutes of added time. Into Sierra Leone's half. It's a header. Gandhi tried to pick it rather. And the Gambians will keep it to the flow and come outside of the own half. A long ball defended by Alpha Kabia. And the Gambians are fighting to close the first half with something better. Another cross. Kabia goes to air. Gambia pressing on Slbc down the side. And it's a cross into the arm. And the Abu Kamara, the goalkeeper of Sierra Leone, drops it to the floor and quickly recovers. And is safe for Sierra Leone now. Long ball forward, intercepted by the Gambia. They come forward again, defended by Sierra Leone. Gambia. And the Gambians will make something out of this one. It looks as if it's positive, but then it goes into touch. Gambia fighting their way through. They are down by a goal to nil in this game. Long ball forward. Yeah, not much of a firework we've seen in this game. It's not kept to the floor. The passes aren't really as good as we expected. The ball is, in most cases, area balls and bobbling all over the place. I think we will give Sierra Leone the edge of being more inventive and creative in this game. But having said that, they themselves have left it undone when it mattered most in this game. It's a free kick. It's dangerously poised. Slbc is there. So too is Lamin Silla. Silas! And it deflects and it's a rebound. And it's not a good one for the Gambia. And the referee signals for the end of the first half. We've come to the end of the first 45 minutes of hostilities. It is Sierra Leone who lead here by 1-0 in the first semi-final match this afternoon at the Samuel Kayando Sports Complex. The number 12, Ibrahim Cisse, Idrissa Cisse, I beg you, got them on target. And we will end the first half and come back with Sierra Leone going into the tunnel with a goal up.
It's a hit. I get bad flow, we go make man losing seat. Find money, we go make you baby suck me meat. Ask Sam if I come, you go suck the shit. Bad man want sky, waiting go on co-sign. But now me on time, me then sky next time. I go give them headline, me punchline the box spine. Senorita wine, money man, not the ask if you find. Anything what you want, I design. Big boys, not the got the line. So, my baby Cinderella, after spending, I go taking on me pala. Missionary, plus doggy, after coming, then I go all like kukada. Man, for they give me applause. My boy, big engine and Danny. I got 5 girls na me DM, cause I guess she goes on my neck, real ice when they blink past stadion. Rich than go 10, a ball pass Messi. Na me mama and prayers where they always protect me, so me not see anybody will go come test me. Must pull up in a jet ski. I don't get money, but I get God. I don't get money, but I get God. I don't get money, but I get God. I get God, me I get God. I don't get money, but I get God. I don't get money, but I get God. I don't get money, but I get God. I get God. I get God. God. I get God. God. I get God. I get God. I don't get money, but I get God. That's why your family no like us, so they won't put us for side in them one tight also. But we go fly for them, they no go sight also. I don't get money, but I get gonna born jigga, Godfather. They won't put us for side in them one tight also. But we go fly for them, they no go sight also. Let me know, give me no, man they want to see me down. Man they way I call me on blood, they want see me fall. Man they emphasize, but me life, they then give me funds. No one you just say, I beg, gonna give me God. Let me know, give me no, man they want to see me down. Man they way I call me on blood, they want see me fall. Man they emphasize, but me life, they then give me funds. No one you just say, I beg, gonna give me God. I don't get money, but I get God. I don't get money, but I get God. I don't get money, but I get God. I get God, me I get God. I don't get money, but I get God. I don't get money, but I get
Hello and welcome to Slbc Sports. Of course, this is a state broadcaster, and that is why you've been opportune to watch Leone Stars under 20 side as they participate in the under 20 waffle competition underway in Liberia. By the way, a win for Sierra Leone to the finals will definitely see the team qualify for the first time in the history of Sierra Leone to the African Cup of Nations under 20 category. So far, Sierra Leone leading by a goal to nil in Monrovia, Liberia against their Gambian counterparts. It has been an impressive performance so far for Shooting Stars of Sierra Leone. If this match ends this way, automatically Sierra Leone will book a space in the Nations Cup in 2025 in Morocco. Good start for Team Sierra Leone. And of course, I have in the studio Sheikh Osmaila, and he's here to give analysis in relation to the outcome of this match. Hello and welcome to Sport Update. I'm Sheikh Osmaila.
Yes, and thank you so much, Esther. Well, Esther, as you can see, all I have to say for now is that the Shooting Stars, that is the under 20 national team, football team, is making us proud. Since they entered this particular competition, they've done remarkably well. They performed to expectation.
Yeah.
We tells you that we need to invest in youth football. As the phrase goes, you have to catch them young. If we can prepare this team, this team, if better prepared, would be the team that is going to replace, our aging Leone Stars players. So catch them young. Make sure you invest in these guys. Now look how constructive they are playing. Look how even though at some point, in fact, they have completely seized the midfield. the Gambians.
Okay, that is what I want to bring in relation to the performance. If you look at now the likes of the Bello, the defense, he seems to be very much composed, and his recovery skill is something that is very much top notch. You can see him defending, coming with the ball up front, and he recovering again is very much good. And you spoke about the midfield, which has been seized. You can watch the composure among Saliuba. By the way, he is an international player, and you also have Chalo. They've been so phenomenal at the midfield for the under-20 side.
The thing is, one thing about football, Esther, is that if you have a very good midfield, the midfield will serve, will even ensure less pressure on the defense. So what you are saying is just what is practicable when it comes to football. If the midfield now, the Gambians are completely devastated. They cannot handle the ball. They don't have control over the ball. The Shooting Stars, are in charge. They are in charge of the midfield. They've got several chances, and the defense is also okay. So it is just a matter of us converting our chances into goals. Because Mark, you've missed several goals in the first half. So now that we are in charge of the midfield, what we need to do is to ensure that we convert our chances by ensuring the attackers actually connect with the midfielders. Because what is happening is that the finishing line is where the problem is. Our midfielders are supplying the ball, but our attackers are not converting these chances into goals. And football is meant goal. Football is about goals.
Yeah.
Yes, football is about goals. We need to score more goals.
And these two players that have been doing phenomenally well in the midfield, that is Saliuba and Momo Kamara. Of course, Gandhi as well. They've been doing tremendously well in the center for Sierra Leone. These are players. They've won men of the match in about 2 games. The last one we saw Momo Kamara, who has been so outstanding in the midfield.
I think we need to talk about Momo Kamara.
Yes, and today also he's very much formidable in the midfield.
Fact, even the commentators, right now, at the stadium, you can see, at some point there was a phrase. They say Momo Kamara is everywhere. At some point, there were words, the commentators used, which actually, very catching, phrases on this guy. Kamara, he has been outstanding.
Yeah, he seems to be an all-rounder.
Yes, for sure, he's everywhere. So the thing, you see, Esther, the white man. In fact, the reason youth football is something that we need to take very seriously. We have talented guys here, players, young boys, who can make Sierra Leone proud. We just need to ensure that we groom them. We formally kind of formally concentrate on them, because the thing is, most of our players in the senior team, the new stars, they are fading out. Some of them are now they are aging. So these are the guys that will better replace them.
Now since this team started their campaign in Monrovia, they are yet to lose any match. Their first game, they secured a draw with Guinea. Their second match, they also won against the host nation, Liberia, by 3-1.
Yes.
And their final match in the group stage, they also won against Guinea-Bissau by 2-1. And here they are today again in the semis, already leading the Gambia by a goal. And a win for them today will definitely see Sierra Leone qualifying for the first time in Sierra Leone's history to the Under-20 Nations Cup that will be hosted in Morocco next year. Check Usmaila, what does that mean?
Well, it means a lot. As a country, we are football crazy. Just think of when we went to AFCON in Cameroon. You can see the enthusiasm. You can see the exuberance. Football, in Sierra Leone, we are crazy. We are mad when it comes to football. So you just imagine if we can qualify to Morocco Under-20 Shooting Stars. I think it will be another reminder of the need for us to put in more effort, because we love football. There are several sporting disciplines in this country, but football is what we are really mad about. We want to see the Shooting Stars progressing to Morocco. So, and I know with this squad, if only they can add a little bit of effort, we have the chances of qualifying to Morocco. You just imagine the teams who've passed through, Guinea, Liberia, Guinea-Bissau, and now the Gambia.
And we have a history of never defeating the Gambia.
So the thing is that I think this time around we are going to rewrite the history. History can or could be written, and that is exactly what we are going to do. Like you can see, as you witnessed the first half of play, we have actually dominated this match. I mean, Shooting Stars of Sierra Leone. I'm saying we because I am a Sierra Leonean.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. And us qualifying to Morocco for the very first time in the history of this competition it will be remarkable.
Now we talk about consistency. This has been a huge problem when you talk about Sierra Leone football, maintaining these players, because one thing you cannot take out from these players is the fact that their composure, it is something that is very much top notch. You can see the formidable side from the under 20 players. All of them are very much determined. You can sense the zest coming from them. And now people are thinking it is high time for players to be coming from one category to another. They need to progress from one stage to another.
Definitely.
Like for example, these players in the national team, some of them are now fading out.
Yeah, for sure.
You understand? And now these are the 20 players. It is high time for them to be graduated from one level to another. By the way, the under-17 side are also preparing intensively ahead of under 17 qualifiers that will be hosted in Senegal as well.
But one thing, Esther, as I've been following football for the past couple of years, for over a decade now or so, I know that football is about perpetual succession. You have, like for example, you just mentioned under 17. You have to come from somewhere to the levels are different. You have to come from here to here, from here to there, as the case may be. Now, like you mentioned, our national team, the senior national team, the young stars, these guys are fading out. So there should be another squad that would fit into what will be, calling our national team. So it is about perpetual succession. Somebody has to go and somebody has to come, and that is exactly what is expected of these young, talented, players. And I believe they are going to make us proud. And I can't wait to see us in Morocco, in being the first for Sierra Leone or Shooting Stars, because the name of our under 20 squad is Shooting Stars.
Okay, now
so we are going to shoot and score more goals.
Now, what is expected in the second half, considering the fact that one thing you cannot rule out is the fact that in the first half, Sierra Leone really took charge of the middle. They seized the middle totally, and as such, one might expect them to have scored as many goals as they can, because in a match of such magnitude, a goal is not enough. And due to the fact that they've already seized the first half, they are very much comfortable dictating the pace. They should have scored as many goals as they could
but that
for
is
them
also,
to be in a better footing.
Well,
so going into the second half, what is expected from the squad?
What I'm expecting of them is to score more goals. Football is about goals. You can play, you can possess, you can attack, you can miss. But what is important is that you have to score the goals. And that is what we are expecting of them. One thing, I don't want Shooting Stars to look like Leone Stars. Leone Stars, they are very good during the first half, but in the second half of play, that is where the problems will always come. But I'm hoping that it will not be, to be different this time around, because I want to see more goals. I want to see Shooting Stars, in Morocco for the, under 20 African Nations Cup in Morocco. So I'm expecting them to play, and I'm expecting more goals. One thing about Sierra Leone, that is what our technical team or teams have to work on very, very seriously: converting chances into goals. We have to score the goals.
And now many people are saying the FA, the Football Federation, should now focus on youth football. Well, we go for the second half, and Sheikh Usmaila.
Okay, thank you
definitely.
So much.
The second half about to commence will definitely take you back to Liberia, where Sierra Leone engaging Gambia in the Wafu under 20 category. We'll join you back after the match. Wishing youngsters all the best, the under 20 side Shooting Stars.
Camara, long one. It's a Gambian's header. Miscommunication there. And Idrissa. It's a yellow card for Idrissa Cisse. And the Gambians look a little bit poised to put some urgency in the second half. As you can see, long ball forward. So we will have to defend. Momo Camara, Cisse. Gandhi puts up a chase. Gandhi gets it across the face of post. In the arms of the Gambian goalkeeper Sayank Nuha. Gambia comes forward. They are into the second half more stronger with some urgency in their game. And it's deflected into touch. Hassan Cisse's left foot across. It's a corner kick it is for the Gambia. Gambia will have to mount more pressure and come up with something. Was Sierra Leone will have to be a bit stronger to keep their lead. Momo Camara, Saluba. And again, there's Ba who's lashing on to that one from that far side. And his ball is into touch for throw into Sierra Leone. Saluba keeps it. Is challenged, dispossessed. Sierra Leone. And Gambia is 3v2. And this well defender, and he tries. Gambia will get something out of this one. And thankfully the Sierra Leoneans defend. And when he had a second chance of putting on target, it's way off target. Gambia will come forward. They've got some bit of urgency in their game. And this is a promising cross. Once again headed out by the Sierra Leone defense. And is intercepted from the Gambian striker. Takes up by Momo Camara. Combines with Gandhi. And Gandhi is dispossessed. Ball goes to the goalkeeper. A long ball forward now by Jallo. Gambia fighting for everything in the second half. They've added some urgency and spice to their game. And it looks as if they are much more hungrier now. Well, that's what they need to do. And Sierra Leone will have to keep themselves rooted behind the ball and shift left, right, and center to prevent the Gambians from creating a chance here. But the Gambians are into Sierra Leone's half now. And it comes back into the half of a pass. Looking forward for a long ball. Trying to connect. Mustafa Nyasi. Nyasi leaves it for his teammate Ndeki. Asansisi gets it. It's taken up by Alassane Ndeki. Much better from Gambia. And it's picked up by Sierra Leone. Only just to the Gambian defender. Saliu Ba chases. Well, it's an awkward. Yes, the medics will have to be calling. Take a look at the replay. He was awkwardly hit. Yeah. The ball was in flight. They all went for an aerial tussle. And it was the Gambian number 10 who left on the floor. Yeah. And the replay shows how awkwardly he fell to the floor, and thankfully he's back on his feet. The number 10 for Gambia, Alassane Badji. And the referee will call for Badji to walk off the pitch because before game is restarted, he has done that now, and the Gambians have begun from where they left it before that injury, before the medics were called in, keeping it to the floor, more urgency, more spice to their game now. Gambia, well, and it's Eberima Njai. Ibrahima Njai. Sierra Leone looking to connect to Saliu Gandhi, and is defended. Idrissa Cisse. Kabia. Kabia to Saliu. Was it Saliu by? Was Kuruma actually? Ndeki. Gambia coming forward, but it's a hard boot into that one. And Nathaniel Jallo will have to be very careful because I think he's lifted his boot in the air. And the referee will go to his assistant.
Substitution, the Gambia number 10, Alassane Badji is out, replaced with Kamara, number 11. Second substitution, number 20, Alaji Wali has come on for number 2,
So Gambia make 2 substitutions. Number 1 is a chap wearing jersey number 11, Amara Kamara, and number 2 is Alaji Wale. They both have come on for Nyasi and of course Baji. Gambia keeping it to the flow. Picked up by Sierra Leone. Koroma too slow on that occasion. And the Gambians will mount some pressure, and it is into touch. A goal kick rolls across the goal line. Long ball forward from the Guinean goalkeeper. It's the Gambian. It's the Sierra Leone goalkeeper. I beg your pardon. Forgive me. It's actually the Sierra Leone goalkeeper, Abu Kamara. Foul committed. Free kick about to be effected by the Gambia. Amara Kamara. Kamara flows inside. Poorly defended by Sierra Leone. But they finally come forward with Saliuba. Asansise defends well. And Gambia will add some urgency once again, as always, since the commencement of the second half. Long ball. Sierra Leone will defend. Gambia will attack. That's promising for them. Good football from the Gambia. Cross inside. And it's straight on the head of a Gambian player, Wali Alhaji. Well, how did he not hit it on target? A Brahman. She said that was Wali laid it off for him. But it's still dangerous there for Sierra Leone. And finally, the referee sounds his whistle. Throw in taking. And it's a long wonder field. Gambia. Long ball looking for his teammate there. Gambia coming forward, and it's clear by Sierra Leone. And the Gambians are mounting more pressure. I think they are more adventurous, more purposeful in the second half compared to Sierra Leone. Must confess that they lifted their game. They made 2 substitutions, and it has added some spice to their game this afternoon in the second half. Created a couple of chances, still haven't got something on target, but it's Sierra Leone who are up by a goal to nil. Ndeki, well defended by Sierra Leone. Samuel Gandhi binds with Momo Kamara. Lifted inside into the arms of the goalkeeper. He bundles it off target. Well, the goalkeeper bundles the ball back into play actually. And Momo Kamara is a handful of a problem for the Gambians. He was foul on that occasion, having Dezo his way through, and the referee gives him the benefit of the doubt. The Sierra Leone goalkeeper is on the floor, and the medics have been calling. So two Sierra Leone players on the floor. One is the captain, Mowa Kamara, and the other is their goalkeeper, Abu Kamara. Too many Kamaras in the Sierra Leone squad. Same thing can be said about the Guinean squad as well. A yellow card will be given. It is the Gambian number 6, Jibril Sosa. He gets a yellow card. There was a lot of talking and a lot of movement before that yellow card. Sierra Leone Nathaniel Jallo there. Liberia, the hosts, are out of this competition after the draw, and Gambia will have to defend and survive a little bit scary moment on that occasion. Well, much more open now. A lot of incursions from the two teams. It was a long ball for. It was Saidu Bangura's ball which wasted. It was. Foul committed by a Gambian player. And the ball is bubbling all over the place to no one in particular. It's a Sierra Leone player now. Sierra Leone looking forward after Kabia Gasset. Koroma. Kabia. Jallo. Fona. They need to just keep it on the floor. Kroma's header. And Sierra Leone will do more of the chasing They have a substitution pending. There they are. They will respond. Kuruma Mohammed looking to find Gandhi. And the quality of that pass is not good for Gandhi. Alpha Kabia is the man of that moment for that clearance. Sierra Leone are in the lead here, and it's a Gambian long ball once again. Saliuba, Alpha Kabia looking to connect to Gandhi. Idrissa chases, Idrissa commits a foul, but the referee plays an advantage. Wow. Kuruma. And number 6.
Substitution, Sierra Leone. Number 6.
Well, Saliuba is off.
Abubakar Sharif will replace number 8, Sadio Ba.
He's been replaced by Abubakar Sharif. Gambia will continue. This is troubling for Sierra Leone. The goalkeeper is not getting those balls in his hands. Kept punched that one out, and it fell straight to a Gambian player. But they survived by the skin of their teeth. It's another one of those long balls. Gambia looking for opportunity. The Gambians are knocking. It's a foul. Of course, the Gambians will knock, and the Sierra Leoneans will refuse to open their doors. One nil. Saidu Bangora's long ball. And looking for Idrissa. Well, it is Idrissa rather. Looking for Momo Kamara. Momo Kamara keeps saying play. Good effort from him. The Sierra Leonean number 10 is the captain. He's been a workaholic on the pitch for Sierra Leone since the commencement of this competition. This African Cup of Nations U20 qualifiers, WAFU A. And we've got Sierra Leone, Gambia, Senegal, Guinea. And it's a long ball forward. It's a clever one. And it's saved by the Gambian goalkeeper, Nuha Sanyank. Before that, I was telling you about Senegal, Guinea, which is coming up next. And then Sierra Leone and the Gambia, which is on now. They are the 4 teams that are left in the semis. And a winner from here will have to wait for the next winner. And the second match of the day here at the SKD to meet in the finals. Richie Kamanti, the Malian referee, is in charge. It's a long corner, and it's poorly defended by the Gambia. And so the Sierra Leoneans will knock for another opportunity, and it's straight into Sanyang's hands. Hassan Cisse will come forward for the Gambia, and the Gambia will combine. It's looking promising. Deki, Cisse. Oh, Hassan Cisse, it's a poor cross, isn't it? Gambia. Substitution is about to be made. Number 14 for the Gambia is in. He comes on.
The Gambia on goes number 14 side, Kuba Kaju for number
Saikuba Saju,
Jibril Subset.
the number 19.
Ibrahim Sise
Ibrahim Sise is out.
replaced with number 16, Haruna Touré.
Haruna Toure replaces him.
The Gambia.
Haruna's first touch on the ball. Yeah, see Idris Asise. Sierra Leone, this is promising for them. They are dispossessed. Yeah, see the ball forward into Sierra Leone's half. They keep struggling with those area balls, but they just aren't going to relent in playing those area balls. The Gambia. And this could be trouble in this play. Gambia and this defender and the Gambians. Well defended by Sierra Leone. Some scary moments for Sierra Leone. Take a look at this one. Still Gambia all over the place now. Well, they've made some changes and they've added some spice. It's a left footed ball. 36 meters away from target. He tries. It is ambitious. Yes. Sierra Leone put under pressure and they survive by the skin of their teeth. Take a look. There you have it. And it was almost on target. And the Sierra Leoneans will have to remain solid as we go for a cooling break here at the SKD. The lead by 1 goal to nil Sierra Leone, but they are being subjected to some second half pressure by the Gambians, or the Gambians rather, and it has been challenging moments in the second half for the Sierra Leoneans. And after that cooling break, we are about to go back to action with a right-footed ball from the Sierra Leone goalkeeper straight into the Gambian side. But the Gambians will do just what they've been doing in the second half to latch onto those long balls and come back into back into the Sierra Leone's half. Substitution.
Substitution, Sierra Leone. Number 20,
Sambaba
will replace the goal scorer.
Idrissa Cisse
Idrissa
is brought down for Sambaba. And straightly he's been sought for, and it's another one of those long balls into Sierra Leone's half. Gambia will come forward. Inyasi. Good forward. Yeah. He's not a bad player though. Amara Kamara from the Gambia. Momo Kamara. Sierra Leone. And Sierra Leone have got goal number 2 in this game. They've got the Gambians on the break. And they've got what they wanted in this game. 2-0 Sierra Leone lead. And it has to be the man who came on, the substitute. Samba pass cross. He lashed onto it, squared it across the face-off post. And Lamin Silla in the right place at the right time put Sierra Leone in front. It says Samia Gandhi. It says it's the number 9. It has to be the number 9, Samuel Gandhi.
goal number 206.
Well, it was Samuel Gandhi. And the Gambians are crestfallen. You can see from the body language. They just can't believe that they've fought so high in the second half. And they are down by 2-0. Sierra Leone look poised to win this game and sail to the finals and wait, or probably for the winner between the game between Senegal and Guinea. Well, I did say in the first half of this game they didn't play very well, the Gambians. In the second half, I think they show a bit of character, but not character enough to silence the Sierra Leoneans. There he is. He's got massive footwork, and it's a super one. It has to be. A Samba Ba has come on, and he's added some massive spice to the Sierra Leoneans attacking machinery. He comes from the left side of the attack, dizzles his way through, and on the second occasion his teammate was offside, but you can sense he has what it is to create more havoc for the Gambia. Well, the Gambians will keep it to the flow, and the Sierra Leoneans will keep moving those defensive lines across the ball. It'll make life difficult for the Gambians. They have an opportunity, Gambia. Find a way, cross, and it's defender. It's a corner kick for the Gambia. Yes, straight into the arms of the goalkeeper. The Sierra Leone goalkeeper, Abu Kamara. Long ball forward. Decky picks it up. Well, they're having not good control on those long balls. And Saide Musa Bangura goes to flight. And is hit by the Gambian number 20, Alaji Wali. Good football from the man wearing jersey number 16, Sakuba Jallo. I think great talent. This Sakuba Jaju. Gambia into Sierra Leone's half. As always, the Sierra Leoneans will head out of those tall defenders. But I did say that against Liberia, they were superior in those area balls in their defensive third. And it is going to be the same statement I'm going to make on this afternoon. Those Sierra Leoneans have good height in their defensive setup, and it makes it easy to lash onto those area balls. Sierra Leone will come on the break, but it's intercepted and the Gambians were picked up. Wally goes to flight and it's in the arm of the goalkeeper, but he didn't control it well. Samba. Momo Kamara, a lovely left-footed ball, and it's chased by Samba. Samba gets it, catch it in play, and fired up. Still promising for Sierra Leone. Momo Kamara. Momo gets it! And it's doing it doorstep for Gambia. Sierra Leone makes it 3. And it's the captain, Momo Kamara. Well, this could probably be the final nail on the coffin. A good fight from them, Sierra Leone. And the captain places the icing on the cake this afternoon. Well, they came purposely to do the damage. They have been doing the damage, and they've done it again this afternoon against the Gambia. But trust me, it was the courage of Samba Ba that kept them into this one. I gifted them this goal. Put up a chase down that side, won the ball, kept it in place, Samba Ba. And then Gandhi.
Substitution, the Gambia, number 3, Oman Tamba, is on
It was Santiji Fona combining with Kamara. But again, as I said, credit to Sambaba. And I did say his coming on has sparked something in the Sierra Leone squad, as if to say they enacted them with some sort of extra energy. I think he added real spice to their attack. Well, when you thought that ball was going offside, on that occasion when the third goal was scored, if you follow up on that goal, it was his courage, his effort, team spirit that kept them in play and that brought that third goal for Sierra Leone. Not much to worry about now. Jerry Ayers defined him on this occasion, and the ball goes into touch. Samba. Probably he's brought some Samba in today's game for Sierra Leone. Gambia. Maybe a sense of pride will do for them. Alhaji Wali. Well, it is not a quality strike. Santiji Fona combining with Kamara. Fona has got pace and he's taking on that Gambian defense, and he deflects after he struck it into touch for a corner kick. It's across the goal line actually for a corner kick. They've done a fantastic job, Sierra Leone, and they will find themselves in the finals against probably Guinea or Senegal. Liberia didn't do well against Sierra Leone, and the Gambians aren't doing well also. Liberia, massive youthful team. Alhaji Wale takes on Sierra Leone. They still got something in their dispossessed. A massive Liberian squad. Emmanuel Sie, Alhaji Samokai, Clement Zuba, New Zone. But they still did not spark up in this competition. Lots of question marks, a lot of questions to ask, and the Sierra Leone goalkeeper bundles the ball again into play. Well, he's done that on so many occasions. Unfortunately, the Gambians aren't lashing onto those balls every time he makes such a mistake. How is he making that sort of mistakes? How many times haven't he left it out? But only just for the Gambians to fumble on it. Inyasi. 4 minutes of added time. And Sierra Leone will just hang on. They know it's done and dusted for them. They crash out the host with a 3-1 thrashing of Liberia. And that was when Liberia's trouble started. And I was talking about the likes of Emmanuel Sie, Clement Zuba. And I did also talk about George Wallace, Fadiga and Co. How they did not spark up, how they did not live up to expectation, how they did not play the much anticipated entertaining football. Lots of question marks about how Liberia crashed out of this competition. The captain, Jonathan Freeman, failed to put his name on the score sheet. Well, he actually wasn't into this competition at all. But the Gambian will come up with an opportunity. Well, at home soil, it is the Liberians who are watching, sitting home, probably sitting home. Momo Kamara, substitute.
Of Sierra Leone will also be withdrawn.
The goalkeeper.
Dauda Kamara, number 16. So number 14, Ali Kamara for Momo Kamara. And Samuel Gandhi, number 9, will be replaced with Ali Kamara.
Aliyu Kamara comes on. Samuel Gandhi is off. And the goalkeeper Abu Kamara is off. And the Gambians are probably trying to eat up all of the time for for substitutions. And it is a way of taking away the pressure. It's a long ball forward. Dauda Bangura is the goalkeeper in post now for Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone have won it. They have sailed from the local things, except a miracle is performed. But they are into the finals. And I wonder how much jubilation will be in Freetown this afternoon. And how much jubilation it will be on the final day if they do win this competition. They will be in Morocco if they win this competition to play in the U20 Africa Cup of Nations in Morocco. And there goes the whistle from the referee, and Sierra Leone are into the finals. Celebration galore for them on the pitch. And the boys in the green and white have made it to the finals. And it is Gambia who are beating and beating clearly.
Sierra Leone, Momo Kamara. L'homme de match pour ce soir entre l'équipe du Sierra Leone et du Gambie. Numéro 10, Momo Kamara. Just over an hour's time, the second semi-final is right on the same venue. It features Senegal, leader of Group B, versus
My name is Samuel Bangwa, a camera operator at SLBC. I always capture the scene you see on TV. So stay glued to the public broadcaster.
My name is Abdul Kabia, a news anchor and sports producer at SLBC.
Hello, I am Esther Maisama, important presenter of SLBC Sport.
I am Princess Gipsy, executive producer, radio, gatekeeping, radio content, producer, public squire, your program that brings you conversation on topical issues, and also presents our breakfast show, Good Morning Sierra Leone.
Hello, my name is Daphne Zainab Kamara. I am a television producer at the SLBC. I also read the news on television and present the podium on television too. I also announce on radio.
I am Esther Sako. Coming up, President Julius Maada Bio calls for sustained commitment from world leaders to end violence in the world. NDMA says no one is left under the rubble at the collapsed 7-story building on Shelny Road, and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia to provide 100 scholarships to Sierra Leoneans in the 2025 Hajj. These stories and more, plus entertainment and sports, are all lined up in this edition of News Hour. Stay with us. Welcome back. We start News Hour this afternoon with President Bio's address on peace at the United Nations General Assembly. President Julius Maada Bio has called on world leaders to act together with sustained commitment to ending the circle of violence in the world. The Sierra Leone leader was addressing the 79th session of the United Nations General Assembly in New York. Here is an excerpt of his statement.
As the act says, our two hands do not wash themselves. They wash one another. As leaders, we must cooperate to achieve the purposes of this United Nations and deliver peace and security, stability and prosperity for our people. Divisions and unhealthy competition will only lead to humanity's destruction. We must ensure unity in diversity, where the rights of the weak and the minority are protected. So let us safeguard our multilateral system. Let us cooperate, acting together for the advancement of peace, sustainable development, and human dignity for present and future generations, leaving no one behind. Thank you.
That was President Julius Maada Bio emphasizing the need for global peace while addressing the 79th session of the United Nations General Assembly. Now, still on peace, the Independence Commission for Peace and International Cohesion, together with partners, has commemorated the International Day of Peace with the theme Cultivating a Culture of Peace. UN coordinator during the celebration promised to join development partners to support government in the implementation of the Tripartite Committee's recommendations and the inter-party dialogue efforts in partnership with the Political Parties Regulations Commission. Cynthia Kamara was at the Bintumani Conference Center, where other organizations levied strides to contribute to the peaceful coexistence of citizens.
The commemoration brought together peace brokers and citizens from all walks of life, including pupils, market women, youth groups, lawmakers, MDs, as well as war-wounded victims. It was clearly stated that peace is not just the absence of war, which focuses on the negative and positive peace, women being direct victims of violence, Vice President, Women's Forum Network Cecilia Adeline Bangura cited SDG 16, which calls for peaceful and inclusive society based on respect for human rights, protection for the most vulnerable, and good governance at all levels. She drew the attention of the audience on the increase of domestic violence among women and children and promised to work closely with the Peace Commission to address such menace in society. Representatives of youth groups applauded the Peace Commission for actively involving youth in their activities, especially during the election, and called for other MDAs to emulate the inclusiveness of the Commission. He called on government and partners to create more opportunities for young people. Other representatives from Children Forum Network and Mawopnets, including the Residual Special Court and Monument and Relics Commission, underscored the importance of peace building and conflict prevention.
As we reflect on the significance of this day, it's essential to recognize that peace must be nurtured and sustained through a collective commitment to dialogue, justice, and inclusivity. A culture of peace demands active participation from every segment of society, government, civil society, religious leaders, youth, women, the children, and private sector.
ECOWAS representative recalled on the slogan of ECOWAS Vision 2050, which is ECOWAS of the people, peace and prosperity for all, noting the culture of peace institutionalized at all levels. Partners from Talking Dome Studios, Irish Aid Trocare, said without peace there will be no development in any country and promised to work with Peace Commission to engage on the culture of peace. In a keynote address, UN Residence Coordinator Serafina Wakana informed our audience about the 25th anniversary of the United Nations General Assembly, which she said centers on culture of peace, which was a testament of their collective commitment to peace.
I want to send a message to all the people of Sierra Leone, both the youth them, the traders them, the Okada riders, drivers them, etc., for Allah we ensure we maintain peace in this country, because Allah will reflect in mind what we don't happen in 11 years war. So if we still will not get peace, that time the country not going to move forward. So I want to encourage you now for say peace now to make development in the country.
Me the advice to Sierra Leone as a brother and sister, do your learn, will not ever encourage any something like this one a war. One of the pick either be Timini, Limba, Mende, they know me na so woman. But when the work come, they not pick. Then cut me and I be small. I don't even know about politics either. Me mama and papa don't even know about politics. But what they know they pick. They didn't cut me and they like it. I don't be amputee.
Speaking to Slbc, some war-wounded victims who now peace ambassadors spoke on the importance of peace, stating they had witnessed and experienced the brutality of war. As Sierra Leone joins the rest of the world to observe International Day of Peace, citizens are expected to forgive each other, say no to violence, and deepen community peace talk, dialogue, and advocate for justice and inclusion for all. For Slbc News, Cynthia Kamara reporting.
After the war was declared over by the late President Dr. Ahmed Tijan Kaba, the Truth and Reconciliation Commission recommended that the Congo Cross Bridge be renamed as the Peace Bridge. A national reconciliation procession was organized in Freetown on the 6th of August 2003 with a memorial at the Congo Cross Bridge, and it was renamed Peace Bridge. Since then, the name has not been maintained and many people have no idea that it is called Peace Bridge. Let's join Sunkai Koma for more detail.
During the January 6 attack in Freetown, Congo Cross Bridge was the point at which the combined ECOMOG and the Civil Defense Forces stopped the RUF further advancement into the westward part of the capital city. During this standoff, many lives were claimed and many were left with lifelong injuries and harmful memories. Ayukoma, the oldest woman at that time, explained her own experience during the attack and the time it was renamed Peace Bridge from Congo Cross.
We are getting more than fire. I remember on that day I was sitting outside and I heard firing. The rebels were on the other side and ECOMOG on the other end. As we sat, the ECOMOG arrived and asked us like water or to use the bathroom. We raised our hands. It was not easy at that time for us living there. The firing continued until one day they heard that they have made peace. At that time there was no access to food. We always survived by God's grace, and the reserve food they had, that was what was keeping us going.
After the end of the decade civil war in 2002, early 2003, the late Dr. Ahmed Chijankaba renamed this bridge as Peace Bridge. But many people do not know, or cannot remember, the name and history behind this bridge. It is still known by many as Congo Cross Bridge.
Renaming was according to the Truth and Reconciliation Commission recommendation. It is as a result of contributing to the promotion of post-war reconciliation. However, many Sierra Leoneans hardly know the history associated with the Congo Cross Bridge, which is supposed to be the Peace Bridge, most especially Sierra Leoneans born after the war.
No, I only know the at Congo Cross.
You only know it at Congo Cross?
Today is the first day I know that it's called Peace Bridge.
It's my first time hearing it. Well,
just today. They not teach us that.
The Sierra Leone Peace Museum was established to serve as a memorial, research and historical site for both Sierra Leoneans and non-Sierra Leoneans. It contains significant historical documents such as the Special Court Public Archive and the Truth and Reconciliation Commission records. Patrick J.B. Tucker is the caretaker of the museum, and he said that the Peace Museum has a replica of the Peace Bridge. Patrick says that war has no good friend, and the more it is called the Peace Bridge, the more people will remember their past.
You hardly hear somebody call that bridge Peace Bridge. And some people have been raising concern as to whether it's part of the Peace Museum. No, it's not part of our project. It's not. What we have here is a replica of the Congo Cross Bridge that is supposed to be called Peace Bridge, just for people to know that that bridge was renamed Peace Bridge, just like Tifi Street was renamed Sanyabacha Street and has been maintained. You go to some parts of the country, you hear of Maxwell Kobe Park. He was the first commander of ECOMOG. And people have maintained that name, I think in Bo Kenema. That's in Maxwell Kobe Street. It has been maintained. But I wonder why the name Peace Bridge has not been maintained.
The bridge is renowned for being the place where rebels were stopped by government forces, preventing them from advancing further into the capital city. It is a symbolic place that serves as a reminder of the legacy of Sierra Leone's past. For Slbc, Zainab Sunkari Koma.
Now to the Sierra Leone Road disaster. Director General, National Disaster Management Agency, Lieutenant General retired Baramesisi has said that 8 out of 24 people involved in the 7-story collapsed building survived from the disaster and 16 unable to survive, of which no one is under the rubble anymore. He was speaking at the Ministry of Information weekly press briefing in Freetown. Let's join our correspondent, Aruna Kamara.
Giving an update on the collapsed 7-story building, the Director General of the National Disaster Management Agency, Lieutenant General retired Baramesisi, said aside of the 7-story building, a mosque and a 2-story building were also destroyed. He said that 24 people have been recovered, of which 16 were unable to survive and 8 survived. He said immediate medical attention was provided for the survivors and lauded the private sector support given to the rescue operation team, including the military team and other institutions. He said all affected persons, including both survivors and victims that were inside the collapsed structures, were removed, calling on all to be mindful as to where to erect structures and take climate change issues seriously. The chairman, Independent Commission for Peace and National Cohesion, Reverend Johnson, lauded the support of the media, CSOs, international partners, and the rest of the citizens for supporting the commission in maintaining peaceful coexistence in the country. He said the commission has established regional offices and peace ambassadors across the regions, including school clubs, in ensuring the commission succeeds in its mandate. He added that the celebration of the International Peace Day by the Commission was to ensure the public is reminded of the importance of a peaceful environment by preaching positive messages to them. The national focal person and founding member, Mano River Women's Peace Network Sierra Leone, Rosalind McCarthy, said since their establishment, they have trained community stakeholders to preach peace messages in the communities, and to maintain peaceful coexistence in the country. She called on the government to enforce the issue of housing infrastructure in the country to prevent any further disaster. For SLBC News, Aruna Patrickama reporting.
Still with the Shell disaster, the sad incident is still fresh in the memory of Freetonians, especially those who live in the surrounding. 1 week after the incident, SLBC's Mohammed Kouma visited the scene to look at current happenings in the area.
It is exactly a week since the 7-story building collapsed at Shell New Road, but the scar of the disaster are still evident. According to a recent update from the National Disaster Management Agency, a total of 24 people have been recovered from the rubble. 16 among them were reported dead and 8 are responding to treatment. A number of the residents closer to the incident were nowhere to be seen except for few. It appeared as though a huge number of them had been evacuated by NDMA. Continuous traffic has been the norm ever since the disaster occurred, as vehicles and other means of transportation are plying one lane. Rescue workers have demonstrated commitment throughout the process with their equipment on the ground to search for more people. One of them, Amadou Jallo, told SLBC about the progress they had made so far.
Development done this because, first of all, it's very dangerous. The way where slabs have been hanged, went down for them to do it's so dangerous. But now you see, you don't break most of the slabs and when are the danger slabs and where they hang them. Now we're heading for this 4th floor, we're in our stores, where them people and they get market and inside spare parts and whatever. So we're heading for come up.
The incident at Shell is one amongst the many disasters resulting from collapsed buildings in Freetown. This calls for the need for government to take robust action to prevent further occurrences of similar situations. For SLBC, Mohammed Kouma reporting.
Executive Chairman, Petroleum Regulatory Agency, Brahma Balwa Kouma, has called on J-Man Fuel Station and Group of Company to work with other oil marketing companies for effective service delivery in the petroleum sector. Executive Chairman PRA made this call at the official launch of the first fuel station from J-Man Group of Companies at Grafton Becky in the Western Area Rural District. William Wise reports.
The emergence of new players in the petroleum industry, according to the Minister of Trade and Industry, Ibrahim Alpha Cissé, resonates with the PRA's vision to providing access to more gas stations across the country, especially hard-to-reach communities for effective service delivery for petroleum products. The minister underscored the importance of German's gas station in the Grafton community, noting that it will aid other fuel stations in the Western Area Rural District due to its large storage capacity.
And these are the kind of investments we are looking for. If you look at this facility today, like he rightly said, his liters capacity is 130,000. 70,000 liters for petroleum products and about 50,000 liters for diesel. We are committed to providing the right environment for investment. I can authoritatively tell you, in recent times, the last 1 or 2 years, we've seen the emergence of many manufacturing industries that any time in the history of this country.
The Chief Executive Officer, Amadou Jallo, German Group of Companies informed his audience that impressive plans are underway to help addressing challenges faced in the petroleum sector by working with the relevant authorities to ensure they provide the right petroleum services for all. He called on the government, business partners and the community people to support and join hands to develop Sierra Leone.
That more of this will spring forth, and I have rested it. Gut feeling tells me that more and more Sierra Leoneans will come from that pit of poverty and become the engine of this nation.
Quality and effective service supply, including safety measures, are vital tools that should be seen in a gas station, as it will help reduce tension for customers.
As the chairperson of the regulatory body, it is my pleasure to remind you of PRA policies and objectives. To open up the market space, we want to restore fairness in the industry for all operators for efficiency and effectiveness. 5 years ago, we had about 228 gas stations in Sierra Leone. Today, we have almost doubled that number.
This fuel station, which is located along the Jue Grafton Regent Highway, hosts various facilities, such as the Sierra Leone Commercial Bank, a shop and a cafe. In another development, the CEO and wife of German's Group of Companies also supported pupils within the Grafton village with learning materials. SLBC News, William Wise reporting.
The Mayor of Freetown City Council, Yvonne Akisoya, has been awarded the 2024 German Africa Prize by the German Africa Foundation for her commitment to sustainable urban development and local participation. Yvonne Akisoya was described as a power woman that has improved the city in many ways and made it a pioneer in several areas. The implementation of the Transform Freetown initiative, it was disclosed as Transform Freetown's water supply with the introduction of water kiosks equipped with solar-powered purification systems that provide many communities with access to clean water for the first time. The German Africa Foundation thus said the mayor's efforts exceed what our office requires of her by far. The German Africa Foundation is a non-partisan foundation that has honored outstanding contributions to democracy, peace, human rights, sustainable development, research, arts and culture, and societal issues in Africa since 1993. Charge d'Affaires of the Royal Embassy of Kingdom of Saudi Arabia in Freetown, Ali Ibrahim Al-Haji, has disclosed that the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia will provide 100 scholarships to Sierra Leone in the 2025 Hajj. He made the statement at Saudi Arabia's 94th National Day at Radisson Blu in Freetown. The occasion, which was held for the first time in Sierra Leone, was witnessed by prominent personalities, including the Vice President, Dr. Mohamed Julde Jallo. Mohamed Koma has more.
Sierra Leone and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia have enjoyed mutual bilateral ties since 1979. And such a healthy relationship is still evident as both countries have undertaken development projects. This was what prompted the Embassy of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia in Freetown to observe their country's 94th National Day in Sierra Leone with government officials, diplomatic missions, Islamic scholars and media personalities. During the occasion, the Charge d'Affaires of the Royal Embassy of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia in Freetown, Ali Ibrahim Al-Haji, stated that the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia would offer 100 scholarships to Sierra Leone for Hajj 2025.
In the area of Hajj, the Kingdom makes every effort to serve the guests of Allah, and it's a great honor and responsibility that it has taken upon itself to approve best services and to the guests of Allah, so they can perform their Hajj ritual with ease and tranquility. In the regards, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia has provided Hajj scholarship to host 100 Sierra Leonean pilgrims to perform Hajj ritual for the coming year, 1446-2025.
Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Francis Al-Ghali, acknowledged the long-standing relationship between Sierra Leone and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, adding that the countries had collaborated in trade, education, health, among others.
Let me also thank you for your efforts in providing scholarships. This has not only made the Hajj accessible to those who may have otherwise not been able to afford it, but have also fostered a sense of unity among the Muslims in the country. This noble gesture has enabled countless individuals from all corners of the country to fulfill their spiritual aspirations and embark on a journey of profound religious significance. Thank you, Your Excellency.
With the establishment of Saudi Embassy in Sierra Leone, it is expected that more collaborative efforts will be made to foster mutual benefits between the two countries. For SLBC, Mohamed Kouma reporting.
Chiefdoms in Kenema District have celebrated the commissioning of 91 newly constructed solar-powered boreholes and new water points, marking a significant leap towards safe drinking water access. Hosted by Gold Sierra Leone with support from Charity Water, the water points are expected to impact the lives of countless families in the district. Here's the report.
Water is life, isn't it? Yeah. So Gold Sierra Leone has brought life into Nyanyewu Koya Chiefdom.
For many rural families, clean water was a luxury rather than a right. A mother of 3 from Sarabu village recounted previous incidences of rape on their women and girls.
That time they will be stained. They rape with begin there. We back with the woman, they will suffer.
Before, my children walked miles to fetch water from unsafe sources. Now with this new water point, our life has transformed. We now feel safe and healthy.
Water they make you clean. We begin to come on fine. We back will come on fine.
The initiative led by Gold Sierra Leone in partnership with Charity Water signifies a major milestone in the pursuit of safe drinking water and improved sanitation for vulnerable communities. The project coordinator said a key success factor of the project was community involvement.
We want to ensure that at every given time within the year or within the day, community can access safe drinking water. So that is why we form what we call the Water Management Committee. This committee comprises of 12 members, and after forming them, we train them on 3 key areas. We train them on roles and responsibility, because we want to ensure that those who are actually managing the facility understand their roles and their responsibility. Follow up by financial management, and then we do pump maintenance training.
The paramount chief of Nyanyewu Koya Halaji Kane said the facility has changed everything, as women and girls no longer face dangers while collecting water, making their communities much safer. Government stakeholders include representatives from the Ministry of Water Resources, Health and Education, stressed the importance of collective responsibility. The acting director of Gold Sierra Leone, Mohamed Issa, disclosed that they have secured new funding from Charity Water to construct an additional 106 water points and 10 toilet blocks in the coming month to further expand in rural communities. Since 2018, the collaboration between Gold Sierra Leone and Charity Water has resulted in over 616 water points constructed, peripheral health units and schools, benefiting numerous communities across Kenema and Moyamba districts. SLBC News, Sako reporting. The National Youth Commission has ended an engagement with stakeholders and youth representatives from Potloko, Tonkolili and Bombali districts. The engagement in Makeni was geared towards dissecting the productive social net project. Asan Foyer reports.
The National Youth Commission is implementing Component 3A under the Productive Safety Net project supported by World Bank. The $5 million allocated to them as grant will target 8,000 youths who are in small businesses or who have the ideas to establish them across the country. Speaking to SLBC, the Commissioner National Youth Commission, Ahmed Atata Mansare, said they were dealing with the youth-led enterprise of the implementation. He said he believes that by the time the project wrapped up in 2027, it would have capacitated a good number of young people directly, who in turn would have also impacted many more.
Young people who are formally educated have got their own share or are getting their own share. This primarily is going to focus on young people who are in small businesses, household businesses. Like we had the COVID-19, government was doing cash transfer to young people whose businesses were affected. Here also again is a capacity building of adding on to the capital whatever they must have had that can bring them well, here it's not going to be a job, but it's going to like add on to this capital they already have, and then it can also open them for them to have more profitability in their businesses.
He added that together with other partners, the processes involved in the allocation of funds were set up in a way that promoted transparency and accountability that will lead to selecting the actual beneficiaries. Tamba SB Monde, Programs Manager, National Commission for Persons with Disability.
Just 1.3% of persons with disabilities are in gainful employment. So it tells you over 90% are either dependent on people or they are in small businesses. And so this productive social safety project, as a broader social safety program in Sierra Leone, is really looking at initiatives that are geared towards ensuring the livelihood sources of persons with disability being augmented at the same time or supported to realize those particular dreams.
The Secretary General District Youth Council Bombali Alusan Kagbo expressed appreciation to government for the initiative. He said the support could play a crucial role in cushioning redundancy, but at the same time promoting the brilliant ideas of young people. Mr. Kagbo said he was optimistic that at the end of the day, the process will be opened and serve the right people.
I'm calling on all the youths that will be benefiting from this program to treat this program with utmost seriousness. And I'm also calling youth not to politicize this development because it has a great impact for us. Each and every one of us should try our best to make use of this opportunity. Make sure you apply, bring your ideas together.
The civil society representative Mohamed Bokari Ngele Mala of Child Welfare Society Sierra Leone told SLBC that they were part of the rolling out to monitor its implementation to ensure what was expected done according to the core values and objectives of the project.
This project creates a special platform wherein there's a package where the mindset of the youth has to be addressed in the first place, to be in the capacity or in the position to manage whatever funds or resources that will be given to them in the way expected of them. And equally, it's not for any other person good or whatsoever. It's for your own good. You as a youth, you are struggling with daily threats to life, challenges, problems. You are struggling and shouting all over the place that you don't have job or whatsoever. Now you have this opportunity. We make sure you make use of it.
The Anti-Corruption Commission, ACC, is handling the grievance redressal mechanism aspect. The Ministry of Youth Affairs, the National Commission for Social Action, NACSA, the Ministry of Labour, amongst others, are all crucial in the Productive Safety Net project.
If you're just joining in, this is news that are coming to you live from the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation from Freetown. We continue with more stories. As one of the informal settlements in Freetown, Cockle Bay lacks many basic facilities like proper toilets. As a way to help solve some of these challenges, the Sierra Leone Urban Research Center has handed over new toilets buildings to the Cockle Bay community. Roslyn Koroma has more.
This initiative falls under the Accountability and Responsive in Informal Settlement for Equity Arise project, which aims to improve sanitation facilities in undeserved areas. The handing over ceremony was attended by community members and stakeholders and local stakeholders and representatives from the Sierra Leone Urban Research Center, SLURC. The new public toilet is an important addition to the Kokobe community, addressing their need for proper sanitation infrastructure. Chief Executive Officer, Sierra Leone Urban Research Center, SLURC, said the initiative was a testament of their commitment to improving the living conditions of the informal settlements. Dr. Joseph Makati expressed his hope that the project will help address some of the sanitation challenges in Kokobe. Stakeholders in the community expressed their appreciation to SLURC for prioritizing the need of the community. They said the provision of the biofuel toilet is a significant development in their community. They assured the members of the organization that they would work together and ensure the facility is well taken care of. The facility symbolizes a step forward in enhancing the well-being of an healthier environment for residents in slum communities.
So for LER, we ensure community ownership, but at the same time also the management of it. I get the opportunity for handover these 6 keys to the chief representative for LER. It pass them on to the management committee.
SLBC News, Roslyn Kouma reporting.
Authorities at the Freetown International Airport have reported about an unauthorized landing of a 14-seater aircraft on Friday the 20th of September 2024. The flight was flying from Liberia to Mexico, carrying 4 people of Mexican and Spanish nationalities. According to official investigations, the aircraft was not only coming from an unauthorized airfield in Liberia, but it was also flying under a fake registration number. The captain, who officials said he pretended not to speak English, claimed that he was paid $20,000 for the trip from Liberia to Mexico. Also, while the crew claimed that they had no radio failure before landing at the Freetown International Airport, technical inspection revealed that the radio was actually working. All 4 people found on the aircraft, including the captain and 2 air traffic controllers, have now been handed over to the Sierra Leone police for further investigation. Now from there, residents of Kosatan Village, Western Area Rural District, have raised concerns over the indiscriminate dumping of garbage in their community. They called on the intervention of Ward C to addressing the situation, which according to them is already posing risk to individual and community health. Our intern reporter Henrietta Cocker was there and sent in this report.
And this road, now the only road this way we will come out here, so we jump na the new highway where we go able to get some shots for we. If not pass, we go right around the village.
This is Roberts Lane at Kosatan community in the Western Area Rural. The main access road plied by inhabitants on a daily basis, but as it is, the road is an eyesore due to indiscriminate dumping of garbage and other unwanted waste by unknown residents in the community.
And still yet the dirty they come rapid. What would they talk said or not they make? Take to toilet and then they throw here.
And what is paining me, the authority has come, they have seen, they have witnessed, but no effort at all. Yes, no effort. Now you can see the dirty is now attacking our the other part of the fence and the field. Yeah, so people are using now our compound as an access road, and it is not a road. So this thing has become very, very uncontrolled. As you can see, the mosquito breed smell everywhere.
This has sounded the bell over the continuous depositing of filth and has exposed the village to several hazards such as environmental pollution, fire incidents, and health hazard, among others. According to the village headman at Koso Town, Mohamed Dodo Kamara, there are stakeholders have engaged Ward C to help clear the garbage in the community, noting they have also put in place bylaws in the community.
We don't meet council, let them give you like the tricycle or they get a substation there. We put that trash can there. We know the people they come. It's tricycle that small self and bag where people go they give. Pull on the hose, can put on that point so the truck they can take for care and go to the dump site.
Despite all these measures, law-abiding residents in the Koso Town community have joined stakeholders to call on authorities concerned to help remove the mud on the main road, which they say is located at the heart of the community. Efforts were also made to talk to councillor, but proved futile. Speaking on the phone with the Member of Parliament, Honorable Omupine, she said she has notified the council at Ward C about the issues and the plights of the community people. Stakeholders are still calling on authorities at Ward C to swiftly intervene to put an end to such behavior in a bid to help the community live a healthier and a conducive environment for all.
How they don't budget, they don't this, they don't that. They may go approve for the
The Ministry of Lands, together with the Sierra Leone Police, has conducted a basic mapping at the Pentagon Kamayama community in response to the decision of High Court given by Justice Justina King. The move is to address the ongoing land dispute between the Toronka and Jiba families, who were claiming to be rightful owners of the land. Our reporter, Christina Kamara, has more.
In a move to address the ongoing land dispute at Pentagon community, the Ministry of Lands and Country Planning and the Sierra Leone Police Lumley Division have joined forces to conduct a basic mapping survey across the entire area. Acting Assistant Director of Survey, Ministry of Lands and Country Planning, Mahmoud Jallo, said the basic mapping survey was in line with the instructions given by Justice Justina King of the High Court. He added that the process includes community engagement, basic mapping survey for the entire community, and engagement with representatives of licensed surveyors from both parties to interpret the demarcation documents before coming to a conclusion.
We don't do stage 1, when are the engagement, where we are present. We don't do stage 2, when are the mapping of the area. Stage 3, when are the interpretation of the land we will prepare at a date we will communicate to the parties. So I believe when that time reach, they'll be informed.
LUC at the Lumley Police Division, Edison Vandy, said the basic mapping survey was in response to identify affected members in the community. He also highlighted that it was the only way peace will be guaranteed.
When we calm down, let this process take place. Because when we come, when we say let we push the way forward, the number one thing we want to talk was that we want a clear view of those who are affected.
Residents Mohamed Lamin Conte and Nancy John said they are happy about the move taken by the Ministry of Lands and Country Planning and the Sierra Leone Police Lumley Division, adding that for far too long they have been in total disarray. They said they are willing to embrace peace by accepting the outcome of the survey.
We can't buy, we don't know. And before ever me they buy me, I go to lands, I go to Roxy building, then confirm the conveyance. Then I go pay to lawyer. So when I can't see back, Toronka then cancel and then get time, I've been there in a state of confusion. So but today I'm so happy. I know say everything will come to the light. And we're ready for embrace the peace and for embrace the two people in.
When you say 2 o'clock in the morning, you don't grab. If you think over and over, you come on say beside, you go tongue and go walk, you don't even rest, you phone the on. And it's possible calling so from the office, from the house, you might just say, oh, probably don't come. they go for come over. School picking there also. The health facility. It so distracted actually. But to thank God the government come in.
Community members gave special thanks to government for coming to their aid, noting that land dispute is a critical issue to handle. SLBC News are in Freetown. Christiana Kamari reporting.
In commemoration of the 70th birthday of the founder and president of Winners Chapel International, Bishop David Oyedepo, the national pastors and cross-section of members of the statutory body, including members of Winners Chapel Sierra Leone, has presented over 50 bags of rice, onions, cooking oil and other cooking condiments to the Milton Magai School for the Blind and King George's Memorial Home. Cynthia Kamara was there and now reports.
The commemoration of the 70th birthday saw several activities mounted across Winners Chapel churches worldwide. However, Winners Chapel Freetown joined the bandwagon to be partakers of the blessing and honor associated in the celebration of Bishop David Oyedepo's birthday. Hence, the national pastor, Pastor Moses Olasunkani, together with cross-section of the statutory body, including members, have visited the Milton Magai School for the Blind and King George's Home at Grafton with food items. Over 60 bags of rice, bags of onions, gallons of cooking oil and other cooking condiment were distributed at both centers visited. Presenting the items at Milton Magai School for the Blind, Pastor Paul Winner informed the school that the donation was in celebration of their bishop's birthday residing in Nigeria. He told them the commission has them in mind irrespective of their disability and called for the collaboration with the school and Winners Chapel to continue. Receiving the items, Principal of the Milton Magai School for the Blind, Saliu Toure, expressed his appreciation to the Commission, pointing out the vast impact the gesture will have on the lives of the pupils in the boarding home.
As a boarding school, these are items that we use on a daily basis, and it will help us to keep these children in school and make sure that they really realize their God-given potential. So we are very grateful. Winners Chapel have been friends of the school for some time now.
King George's Home, that caters for the aged, mostly those above 60 years, received similar donation. Elder Agatha Benjamin and Deaconess Victoria Mansare told the recipient what brought about the presentation of the donation. Administrator, King George's Memorial Home, Ramatu Kanu, says they are overwhelmed with the items.
We are really happy receiving these items on behalf of the residents, because this is what we are expecting people to do, at least to come and bless them, so this will help to upkeep them in the home. We are really happy about it. We want to thank him so much, and we pray that he celebrates many more birthdays.
The donation also served as an avenue to evangelize and win souls at the centers visited, as they were invited to worship with Winners Chapel in any of their branches.
Baba, you do it.
It's now time for entertainment news. Let's now join our entertainment desk.
Hello and welcome to Entertainment News. I am Stella Bangura. In this edition of Entertainment News, Shalom lands in Vietnam ahead of Miss Cosmos International. Two influential Sierra Leonean ladies involved in a car accident. And Peter Komba's featured movie, Your Heart, My Lesson, is out. Stay tuned. Now, the news according to a video posted by the CEO of I Am SL, Freetown's finest colleague, Natasha Beckley, one of the faces of Bo City and winner of Miss Cosmos Sierra Leone 2024, Shalom Prosperia Ella John, has landed in Vietnam ahead of the Miss Cosmos International 2024 competition. This is the first time Sierra Leone is taking part in the competition, and Shalom is the country's first representative. We wish her good luck as she is there to fly the country's flag high. And now, according to a post on Hawana Tokone's page, two of Sierra Leone's popular ladies, Lady Nata, former housemate contender, and Mariatu Sise, aka Drama Doll, a TikToker who have been giving us content back to back, were involved in a serious car accident that nearly took their lives. In the post, Hawanatu Kone asked Sierra Leoneans to pray for the two ladies who are yet to know their current situation. However, we'll be giving you updates on their situation. We pray they get better real soon. From The Englishman and Lovers and Foes, Peter Comba's new movie, Your Heart, My Lesson, has sparked up the hearts of his fans and movie lovers. Peter was starred alongside popular Nollywood stars like Chioma and Ikene Onochi, among others. In one day, the movie has already gotten over 132,000 views on YouTube. The going-light Peter, known as Ayomide in the movie, displayed a fantastic character as a rich young player, playing on women, but later the game changed on him. Real bad. You can go on YouTube and enjoy the movie yourself. Well, that's all we have in this edition of Entertainment News. I am Stella Bangura. Goodbye.
Many thanks there to Stella Bangura for Entertainment News. Now from there, we'll move on to Sport Update. Esther Marisamoa is in the studio. Good afternoon, Esther.
Hello and welcome to Sports Update Tunisia. I am your presenter, Esther Marisamoa. In this edition of the Sport News, shooting stars of Sierra Leone beat the young Scorpions of the Gambia by 3-0 to book a spot in the African Cup of Nations competition that we held in Morocco. This is the first time in the history of Sierra Leone for the under-20 side to book a spot in the under-20 Nations Cup. We bring you highlights of the match that was staged at the SKD Stadium in Monrovia, Liberia, a couple of minutes ago.
Gambia will come forward. Inyasi. Good forward. Yeah. He's not a bad player though. Amara Kamara from the Gambia. Momo Kamara. Sierra Leone. And Sierra Leone have got goal number 2 in this game. They've got the Gambians on the break. And they've got what they wanted in this game. 2-0 Sierra Leone lead. And it has to be the man who came on, the substitute, Samba pass cross. He lashed onto it, squared it across the face of post. And Lamin Silla in the right place at the right time put Sierra Leone in front. It says Samia Gandhi. It says it's the number 9. It has to be the number 9 Samuel Gandhi. Well, it was Samuel Gandhi. And the Gambians are crestfallen. You can see from the body language. They just can't believe that they've fought so high in the second half. And they are down by 2-0. Sierra Leone look poised to win this game and sail to the finals and wait or probably for the winner between the game between Senegal and Guinea. Well, I did say in the first half of this game they didn't play very well, the Gambians. In the second half, I think they show a bit of character, but not character enough to silence the Sierra Leoneans. There he is. He's got massive footwork, and it's a super one. It has to be a Samba bar has come on, and he's added some massive spice to the Sierra Leoneans attacking machinery. It comes from the left side of the attack, Jesus his way through. And on the second occasion, his teammate was offside.
We want to say hearty congratulations to the entire technical team of the Sierra Leone Under-20 side. They've already booked a spot in the African Nations Cup Under-20 category for the first time in the history of Sierra Leone. Indeed, a great feat. Well, in the news also, the Central One Football Association Inter-Community League that was put on hold due to the violence that erupted between Bambara Town and Fobe community. A decision has been taken by the executive committee in which Bambara Town, they've been asked to pay a fine of 10,000 millions, and of course they'll be exiting the campaign. Meanwhile, Soldier Town match will commence against KTR on Friday. That match will be hosted at the parade grounds. Well, that's it for Sport Updates and News. I have been your presenter, Esther Marisa Mwasin. Goodbye, keep watching the SLBC.
And thanks there to Esther Samoa for that latest update in sport. Well, from there, that's how we draw the curtains of the news this afternoon. But before we go, a quick recap of our main points. President Julius Maada Bio has called on world leaders to act together with a sustained commitment to end the circle of violence in the world and give innocent civilians the opportunity to enjoy lasting peace and prosperity. President Bio was addressing his fellow heads of state on the need for global peace at the 79th session of the United Nations General Assembly in the US. The Director General National Disaster Management Agency, Lieutenant General retired Brahma Sise, has said that 8 out of 24 people involved in the 7-story building that collapsed at Shell New Road survived, while 16 lost their lives and none was left under the rubble anymore. Kingdom of Saudi Arabia to provide 100 scholarships to Sierra Leone in the 2025 Hajj. This was disclosed by the Charge d'Affaires of the Royal Embassy of Kingdom of Saudi Arabia in Freetown, Ali Ibrahim Al-Haji, during the Saudi Arabia's 94th National Day at Radisson Blu in Freetown. Well, that's it for News Hour this afternoon. I have been your host, Esther Sako. Goodbye.